is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Over the weekend I couldn't help but notice more and more back and forths indirectly between Asmongold and Hasan Piker. Now, Hasan has an obsessive disdain towards Asmongold. Now, I thought it might be from a place of honesty, but actually it could well be pettiness. I say this because everything he criticises Asmon for, he himself has been guilty of. The one thing that separates them is that Asmon, on his alt account where he doesn't run ads, knowing he could make hundreds of thousands more dollars, he is the biggest streamer right now. Asmongold, that is. Hasan's 4th or 5th, I think? That's his turf. How dare you encroach on big necks, big shoulders, swole hipsters territory? This tickled me to no end. I no doubt I'll lose subscribers for yet again making another video somewhat criticising Hasan Piker, but I actually don't care. I'm going to criticise because if you can't introspect, chances are you can't see where Hasan's a hypocrite. Enough so that he is actually getting closer and closer to the territory of lolcow. He will be one day. It is inevitable for him. The moment he starts the decline will be the guarantee that his time as a verified source of information political commentator comes to the end. An end, the end. Yes. To emphasise the obsession with Asmongold, we're going to go through a few clips from one of his own recent streams, much of which has been catalogued and shared all over Twitter. And this would include Hasan taking criticism from his own chat and for his inability to yet again understand the perspective, which tickles me like there's no tomorrow. It's like being told that if you used a clickbaity title, your channel is suddenly dying, when the video did better than expected. If you're watching the video and you're the person that wrote that comment, thanks. You've invigorated me. I appreciate it.
Lol, you're so mad. Am I? Does it seem like it? Or does that make you feel like the commentary is based because you can't just like enjoy it for what it is? You have to assume that the person, some lib is owned somewhere. You are, though. Guy is seething. Yeah, I'm seething.
The tragic thing is, Hasan could well be any and all of that at once. He'll never accept it because of his very bored delivery style. He's not obsessed, he's not angry, even though he devotes quite a large portion of his streams to criticising some of Asmon's positions. Truthfully, I don't care whether Asmon or Hasan are correct. It's more the observation of what Hasan chooses to do with his position. It comes across as shallow, really. And when somebody from your chat calls you out on it, you call them out. Now, last time I did this, and I got a mountain of downvotes for it, I did also point out, you then decided to attack the commenter, citing their popularity, their fame, their success, their occupation. You speculated on much of it, in fact, because that's your deflection tactic. Why bother introspecting and giving consideration to this perspective when you can just always be right? And sadly for someone like Hasan, he rarely is ever willing to accept he can be wrong on something. I've yet to see him come across as anything other than not humble.
I'm so mad. Oh man. Oh, you got me deaf mad. We're winning. We're winning.
What I love about this is, while there are many who will always support Hasan, and that's totally fine, more people are going to his streams to tell him he's seething, he's coping. He may not give off the appearance of anger, and that's a part of his character. He doesn't want you to see that. He doesn't want you to see him lose all that control. Being in control is vitally important to him, because that way he can, control the narrative, really. And that sounds a bit conspiratorial, but at this stage of his career, it's all he's got while he's essentially opposition. What he's opposition to, who cares? It's just what he is. He's a hipster. Can you actually be surprised by anything he says or does?
My brother has cancer and Trump cut cancer grants, but we're winning. Hey, it's all good. It's going to a good place. It's going to a good place to kill people in Yemen, to kill children. Oh, we're winning so hard. You must be mad. Why you always talk about Asmon? Dog, this is literally,
See, the reason why is an obvious one. Whether he can actually just say it is a completely different matter, so I will state verbatim the reason why. Asmongold is the biggest streamer. Right now he is giving political takes of sorts on his platform. They run counter to the positions held by Hasan. Imagine my shock. which means for someone like Hasan to talk about Asmon in any way, shape or form, he is guaranteed more attention, more views, and also that gives him the relevancy he needs as he has gone down the numbers slightly as far as the podiums of streamers, right? Since Asmon is number 1 right now, he is top target, especially for someone like Hasan who is in opposition to everything in politics right now, as in the Republicans having control, he is the opposition, right? Okay. Asmon is just Asmongold. That's all he is. He's just, it's him, right? But because of the popularity, he'll use that, as he should, anyone should, to prop themselves up. I do it as well because I need views. Imagine my shock again, I guess.
He's directly making fun of me, and his chat is talking about me in this video.
Ah, the second reason. Well, there was always going to be more than one, but let's face it, my one's the priority. Who cares what his chat says about you, right? Because you're Hasan Piker. You're above the small people's comments, all the while unironically responding to your own ones that call you out for being an idiot. Yes, I guess when you're an obsessive type, it is only natural for you to watch other people's chats and be upset, mold and seethe and cope over that too.
I know Asmongold fans are not like the smartest people, okay? But this is a video that he made about why so emotional? What?
So in this clip, he gets called out 3 times by people who are telling him perhaps he should be less involved in what Asmon does. I should point out, it's not really a video Asmon's made, it's a stream that a clip has been taken from. Right, many creators do that. I remember it being quite popular during the time of The Tipster, who is still a feckless fat worm. In the case of Hasan, it's a bit obsessive. But again, you want the views, you may as well talk to your haters as well, because by doing so, you have more content to stretch your stream out even more, because the last thing you need is all that dead air that I've left in for you guys. It's almost as if, in a live setting, Hasan does not know how to truncate his own silence.
Are people responding to what they're seeing on screen, or are they just like fantasizing about an alternative reality? Hello? would it be more entertaining if I was like, oh my god, I'm so upset?
In the grand scheme of what you do as a creator online, I don't think it matters in the slightest what you, Hasan Piker, do, because at this point you are reaching what is a tipping point for you as a creator. More people that disagree with you are going to your chats now, so there is a double-edged sword here. You see, it could work out wonders for you to criticise Asmongold on a daily when it comes to political discussion and discourse, that's what I meant. Yes, there could well be that. However, the other side to that same blade would be all the negativity that comes your way. It's like making a video about being cancelled when you weren't. You broke terms of service and were punished for less than 1 day because you were Dan Clancy's favourite. Something for which Dan Clancy to his face has been called out for. Man did not know how to understand that one.
What an upsetting sequence of words coming from Asmongold. I'm seething. I'm so mad. Ah.
What I love is, he's desperately trying to dead deliver what he actually thinks. Because he's not happy what Asmongold is saying with regards to any military action taken in Yemen. Of course he's not. And he has criticised Asmon somewhat rightfully when Asmongold couldn't even tell you where Yemen was, right? However, when it comes to international conflict, I'm not an authority, so I won't pretend to speak on this with any level of intellect. You could argue, nor's Hasan Piker, because he's stupid anyway. But we're going to show another clip from another part of his stream where he is delivering opinions and perspectives more on the fan base of Asmongold, because you've got to love that deflection and then your attention being drawn elsewhere. Bear in mind here, Asmon speaks for a lot of people. It's why they enjoy his content. The same can be said for Hasan Piker. If you want to belittle them, it tells everyone what you think about anyone that disagrees with you.
I will vote for the person who will kill the people attacking.
Dude, I'm not kidding. It's just like, obviously, I can't say half of the things that Asmon says. about my own country. Otherwise, I would get f***ing banned.
Hasan, when it comes to the subject of Yemen, you were born in New Jersey and you were raised in Istanbul. It's not even next door, Turkey, that is, to Yemen. I'm confused.
Asmon can say whatever he wants about foreign adversaries and be as bloodthirsty as he possibly wants to be in this process, and obviously there will never be a penalty for that sort of thing. But like, show this video to any person in the third world.
So America then, right? I mean, you live there. You would know this. You are, after all, expert and pro on this in your $1 million mansion place thing. Doodah, what's it?
Actually, don't do that. Never mind, I take it back. They don't need to get punished further. They don't need to be tortured. I think Asmongold is a very good default for the rabid, I support America unconditionally guy.
Now, do tell me, in the context of you, Hasan, is there anything wrong with that? Appealing to people who do unconditionally love their country, or perhaps want to put it first? Or I guess in this respect, want to protect their country from foreign threats, like certain leaders who are renowned and regarded terrorists by nature, those who have committed crimes against your own country, or intend to commit crimes against your country. I have quoted Josiah Bartlett from the West Wing when it comes to the US's place as the world's police. I'm not going to restate that quote about what goes on in your garden, your yard. It's very much my business. The full quote anyway. But what he said was correct. While I don't like the idea of the US having to constantly be the world police, annoyingly it has to keep being the world police, which someone like you cannot understand or comprehend because you regard other countries, even the third world ones, as beneath you anyway. You're not going to do anything to actively help them because that's not in your nature. Your nature is remarkably, and somewhat ironically, selfish. You regard the problems and the cultural problems, issues, woes, concerns, legitimate ones as well. You regard them as, well, you can solve that yourself, can't you? Yet every time someone gives them a chance to do that, someone bad comes in and absolutely harms them. It's a massive problem, which is why I don't want to try and understand it, because I know I can't help. I just don't see the point. But there are people who want to. You, though, Hasan, are less interested in helping and more interested in just criticizing somebody because apparently you're the authority on it. That makes you the authority anyway, even though you've openly stated you got bullied in school because you were criticizing the very thing that is very popular in that region of the world. Yes, I've read the interviews. Now, in a later part, you believe you understand why Asmongold has injected himself into these discussions, and I find it to be somewhat hypocritical, because I think it to be exactly what you're doing it for.
What? It's why he's so popular. He's a direct representation of people who don't wash their legs but still think minorities are dirty. I guess. Considering that I still don't believe that Asmongold is like saying his genuine perspective but simply playing a role because he knows it gives him clout, and he doesn't do it for money, and I've mentioned this many times over, he does it for relevance, because that's what he cares about. And I know this because,
let's face it here, if he's a grifter or a clout chaser, the monetary gain he would get from that would be astronomical. You could counter it by saying, but if he's championing right-wing beliefs that on many platforms that are more left-leaning, he'd be demonetized, which is why he doesn't bother monetizing it. I don't think that's the case. I think if he was genuinely the very thing you think he isn't, or is, he'd monetize the crap out of it, regardless. He just doesn't need to. That comes from a position of financial stability, which is very important. Direct support is better than relying on the platform to take care of you, because let's face it here, unless you're a rather large creator, you're not being taken care of. I have considerable subscribers on this channel. I don't get taken care of. I don't have a YouTube manager or anything like that. I'm on Twitch. I'm an affiliate, but I don't have anything, really. I certainly don't have the clout or the pull to achieve any level of success. And that is important to accept and acknowledge. Not everyone can succeed in everything they do in their life, but people like Hasan, people like Asmon can and have. The difference really is you will milk it because you're Hasan Piker, the total brochurist. Asmon, I could never tell. I don't think he's championing talking points to maintain a facade. I do think more people are open to speaking their minds now they've realised, okay, the past 4 years sucked for everyone.
The big difference between me and Asmongold, I think, in this regard, is that I also have like an ideological conviction. Like I have a worldview, and I believe that the more people hear it in a charitable manner, and the more people internalize what I'm saying, the better things will be. Like there is a real vision there, and there's a real genuine ideological motivation for why I do what I do.
I can believe that you think that's true, and many of your supporters do in fact as well. Yet when you've been put in a position of debating, in the public space, on television, you've been found wanting. You fumbled, because your convictions don't hold up as well when you're put under any level of pressure. You're not very good at it. You also use somewhat compassionate language there, which is ironic from somebody who spends most of his time espousing poison. You really do as well. It's why you got your less than 1 day ban. You can believe what you want to believe, and many of your supporters can too, of course. It's freedom to think, and that's vitally important. It's free will. But the same applies to anyone that disagrees with you. And by the way, your worldview is completely moronic. To believe what you believe on a global scale would in effect create mass poverty and, well, pain. So many different countries and cultures would have to be erased for your worldview to even be considered. It is so idealist and also so fundamentally flawed. The fact you have to drive your points home, use Asmongold as the pillar for everything that's wrong is hilarious. It's even more funny when you find that you've now started blocking people on Twitter more frequently for criticizing you publicly. Gotta love that free speech though, am I right? You know, you could just mute them, it'd be funnier. Anyway, as we're done, I'd love to know what you think. Sorry we're a bit late here, and also there were more clips, but I didn't have time to go through them all. Do let me know what you think in the comments. Naturally, I expect many downvotes, and that's quite alright. Downvote away, tell me I'm irrelevant, that's fine. I really don't care. I care that perhaps some things are a bit disingenuous, and they need to be addressed public. If I don't see you on Twitch tonight, for some Dawn of War Dark Crusade, have a wonderful day. Thank you all very much for listening.